giving it up. Did you get that feeling like you've given enough? Say it loud, you turn the past to dust, 'cause you know you're worth it.
When I was in Brighton, I was sort of doing a lot of things that I shouldn't really be doing. Basically, I went to Brighton, partied a bit too hard, sort of felt the consequences of that a little bit, was at home for like a while, and I was sort of thinking in my head, like, I actually watched this program called Fresh Meat. I don't know if you've seen it, and I kind of really missed uni. I saw the advert for Ben Birmingham. It just seemed like the right thing to do. It seemed like a wise move to make. It's kind of like a light bulb moment, really. I've always sort of like thought my music doesn't really fit in one box. It sort of came to me, was like the new. I was like, oh shit, that's true. Sorry to be swear. Built this whole brand around it. Really, it was sort of, it wasn't like, yeah, it was weird. It just sort of happened. So the pink was like, pink is the only colour that has like no negative connotations, and it's all just about like positivity. I'll be honest with you, like I was trying to keep it really simple. Got a bit too excited and started getting really colourful with it, and then I thought I kind of lost that sort of strength in like what the brand actually was. Just like started thinking of this whole like rebrand type thing over the summer of last year, and it only really clicked when I went to Tate Modern. What do people do in these situations? And I'm like, oh, they go to galleries. That's like what like Matt Healy does all the time, or something like that. I just got like really inspired by a lot of like stuff they had there. I can't remember the name of the artist. There was just these like see-through, tall, long, thin boxes, and they just had like letters coming down them, bright blue letters, and it just said like messages and stuff like that. It's quite like apocalyptic in the way the messages are coming to you. It's almost like, yeah, some sort of weird like rebellion or something, just sending you these weird propaganda messages, but then it's actually like a bit of a party as well. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know, that's kind of where it came from. I like my music to be like empowering. I think it sounds really empowering in a massive room. If I was just like screaming something at you in like a toilet cubicle, I mean, it just wouldn't sound very empowering. You'd be like, oh, what's that? Why is he shouting? If it's in a big room, it just sounds really like empowering. And I do that because it tries to bring across the emotional message that I'm trying to like bring across in the music. It helps with that relationship problem or something like that. I want like, you want people to feel the weight of the emotions. I do love like taking inspiration from film and stuff, like film soundtracks, and everything. That music video was basically, we were going to play Boardmasters last year, and it was like the first like big festival we were going to play, and it obviously got cancelled the day before. I basically went home and like had taken like a tent, like all my guitar and stuff, like equipment, like a week's worth of like clothes and all that kind of stuff on the train back to Reading, which where I'm from, and then we got there, and then literally we'd spent like £200 on alcohol. We were like ready to go, and then we got the call that it was cancelled, and we were just like, oh, what do we do? And then we got really drunk, and we were like, and then Matt Goff, who like I work for my videos and stuff, he's incredible. Should we just make a music video? And I was like, yeah, we're here for a week, like let's do it. Ended up being like a 3-month like thing of just like constantly adding to it and stuff. The main thing we wanted to get across in that was like the contrast between nature and technology. So that's why you've got like bits of like the TV in the forest and stuff like that. And it's sort of a bit dystopian. We're having fun and all this kind of stuff. Message is nature will always take over from technology. So like that TV will get less in the forest and eventually go over. And there's a lot of different messages in it, and there's also like mental health stuff. Like there's a bit with blue contact lenses. That and the running and drinking this drink and like throwing it up and all that kind of stuff is basically to do with how like you can burn yourself out, how your work can take over you. So like sort of a representation, because like the blue and stuff with the new, how it's meant to be taking over me, but I'm still like drinking it, or it's still like part of like my body, because I can't really like, it's something I can't really like just sort of stop doing. Overcoming that process, looking after yourself whilst also having a good time, and like being smart and making good decisions whilst also having fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was actually really painful, because I bet it was like a belly flop along my back, but then like Matt just kept being like, can you do it again? I was just like, yeah, sure. And then the next time I was like, do I have to? I was just like, I'm not doing this anymore, Matt. And he was just like, no, go on one more time. But it's your video. And I'm just like, oh, like I have to do it now. Like, so one video that we like absolutely adore, both of us, is the video for by Real Blood, Lights Out, playing in this like this room, but then the water's like rising in the room. Yeah. We both love that video because there was an element of that it was fun and sort of like a bit improvised. Don't do drugs for a start. Take less of people's like less crap, because Because I feel like at the start, there's like this whole thing of like, oh, well, that person's better than me. Oh, this person's better than me and stuff. And I still get that. But believing in yourself at a young age is like really important, because you're like learning a lot about yourself and you're learning a lot about the world you live in. It's important to have a strong head and like not like get put in like go down to like the wrong path or anything like that. And it can really easily happen. But if you believe in yourself and like your work and everything, then there's less chance of that happening. Be honest with yourself and have that honest conversation in the mirror, and then go from that. I would say, don't release everything you have. Sort of spend a lot of time working on what you actually sound like. Like jam, that's the best thing to do. Like actually have a jam, be in a room. If you're in a band starting out, then like just have fun with it. Figure out what you want. Like use it sort of like a blank canvas. Sort of figure little bits out along the way, and then like if it doesn't go the way you want it to, that's fine. Like you can start another one. Take what you've learned from that band into the next one. You can't do the same thing until you really figure out what you want to do. Find my music at The New on Spotify, so the NU. Instagram is at The New Official, and then Twitter and Facebook, the handles at We Are The New. But then we're like Apple Music and like SoundCloud and stuff as well, and YouTube. We've got a music video on YouTube as well.